This is Chuck Suter with ConstitutionalWar.org. I'm here with 8th Congressional District Representative Richard Hudson. And I just wanted to ask you, I know a lot of the things are going on with the guns and Obamacare. Obviously, the answer to a lot of the more conservative folks, they've decided that if what's going to happen in D.C. comes to our states, would you support nullification and even interposition, as Jefferson and Madison wrote in the Kentucky-Virginia resolutions, where it is not only a state's right but a state's duty? Do you support the idea of nullification, not secession, but nullification?
Well, I'm not a constitutional scholar, and so I'm not one who can tell you the legal can we pull it off. But I can tell you I'm a firm proponent of the 10th Amendment, and I believe the states need to take control and take back the rights that the federal government is creeping away, and certainly turning down the Obamacare exchanges, certainly saying that we're not going to allow the federal government to come take away our arms. These are steps that I believe the state ought to take. I would encourage any action by the citizens to make sure that our rights are preserved, because as our speaker earlier tonight very clearly laid out, the federal government is doing so many things that it doesn't have the right to do, and is taking rights away from the citizens that we never granted to the government. It's a big problem.
Oh, absolutely. And Alabama is one of the states that has already nullified Obamacare. I know State Senator Tom Davis from South Carolina has actually introduced legislation for the state of South Carolina to nullify anything that would come down to their state. Would you encourage the members here in North Carolina, now that you are a little further up the totem pole, to consider such measures to be taken in our state to make sure anything that does happen in D.C., which I believe you guys will be able to stop any gun laws? You should be able to. We hope you can. In the House, and we know the executive order things come down with that, like that. Would you introduce anything that would block at the federal level, though? Any executive orders? Are you guys making any plans to do that? Or anybody drafting any legislation that you know of?
I'm not aware of what's going on as far as the legislation that's being worked on. I know that we are having discussions, a lot of concern about the threats of executive orders. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I mean, for the president to try to violate our constitutional rights through executive order, or try to do actions that we know are illegal, it's a big problem for us. And I was encouraged that the courts reined him in on some of his so-called recess appointments that were done illegally. And I hope that's the start of a pattern of the courts helping us rein this executive back in. But we'll just have to see how far he's willing to go, and then we need to do everything we can legally to prevent it.
Excellent. Last thing, North Carolina, we actually have just reached our goal to bring Nullify Now here to our state. Would you be interested? Is there any way I could contact you, maybe get you to come out and maybe we say a few words about support of nullification, or how your process is learning about it, and things of that nature?
I'd be happy to stay in touch with you and get information from you, and if I can be there, I'd like to be there. But I do need more information on nullification. I'll be honest with you. I've been in office less than a month, but I'll sure take a look at it. And I am a strong proponent of states' rights, and I'm very concerned about the federal government grabbing power. And so I appreciate the fact that you guys are working on it. And I promise you, I'm going to do a little more research and give a better version on the nullification issue.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time.
All right.
Stay
Thanks.
warm.
All right.